For the fifth season in a row, Red Star is off to European competition, whether it's Champions League or Europa League. I mean, that was pretty much the case before these two matches even took place because they were headed to the Conference League. But Europa League, a step under Champions League, still very good for the team. Like I said, fifth year running. Big 2-1 win in Romania against Cluj. This was the first time the Red Star won both matches in a tie since I think 2 or 3 seasons ago, which tells you usually they win one and they either draw or something of that nature happens. But starting lineup, where I always like to start, pretty much what you would expect. Gobilic gets to start again over Gajic, and a surprise was probably Degenek starting as a center back. I didn't think he picked a little bit of a knock in the last match against Cluj at home. Didn't think he would feature today just because the 4-0 scoreline from the first match. I didn't think that Stankovic was going to risk it. He did. Degenek played. I didn't think he was that good today. But all in all, I'm happy he's healthy. He just got, I believe, a baby girl was born 2 days ago. So congratulations to him and his wife. And Pavkov, the same thing. A boy was born. Congratulations to them as well. But yeah, it's very difficult to judge a team's performance when the tie is pretty much all but done. I think the first 20 minutes, Red Star had a lot of the possession, penalty in the 5th minute, which Katai converted. I've watched some of the replays. I'm not too sure if it even was a penalty. It was a little tug on a Degenek in the box off a corner kick, and Katai, the goalie almost stopped it, and Katai ended up, it was a pretty powerful shot, so it did end up going in, but not a very well taken free kick or a penalty, but they all count the same. So 1-0, and then Cluj had a little bit of momentum going forward. They had 2-3 really good chances. The goal came off just a bad play by the entire back line. It came onto Rodic's side, which is the left side, and he kind of turned his back thinking that the player was going to whip in the ball. He didn't. He faked it, took it 2 or 3 steps, whipped it in, and Debiliuk ends up scoring a headed goal. And it just didn't really look that good in that second part of the first half, so to say. I think in the first part of that first half, we played, I don't want to say really well, but we controlled the ball. We had a lot of the ball, just simple passes back and forth. Rodic likes to pinch up a lot, so either Sanogo or Kanga would stay on his left side there, in case the team was caught up. But it wasn't a very good first half. The second half was a little bit better. The second goal scored by Pavkov. Okay, the goalkeeper, I should mention that they did substitute their goalkeeper in Cluj. I guess the number one got injured. I can't think of any other reason why you would substitute a goalkeeper. But the backup goalkeeper, kind of cleared the ball through the middle, didn't get a lot of it, and Pavkov just slotted it into the open net. Cluj went down to 10 men, second yellow for one of the Cluj players. I mentioned at my last video, the preview, Cluj had a left winger, I forget his name now again, Petrina or something like that. Young player, very talented. He didn't start this match, which was kind of surprising because he was Cluj's best player in the first leg. By a mile, you would say. Yeah, if you lose 4-0, you don't really have much to lean on. But I thought he was really good. Paun, I thought, was pretty good in the first half for Cluj. They ended up taking him off. He didn't play the first leg due to accumulation of yellow cards. I believe he got a red in the second match against Young Boys, so he didn't play. But just interesting that he didn't start. And Cluj, I should mention, they have a derby this weekend against Steaua Bucharest. According to the newspapers, a lot more was talked about that match than this one here, just because 4-0, it's kind of done and dusted. But Red Star did play better in the second half. Stankovic did the right thing by taking off some of their best players. So Katai and Ivanic went off. Pavkov went off as well. Sanogo, who had a yellow card, he needs to really be careful. He's someone I spoke about a lot in the past. You know, he's such an important player for Red Star in that defensive midfield position, but sometimes he really does a lot of reckless stuff. And you know, he got his arm up into one of the Cluj players, and he ended up getting a yellow. And Staglic knew from previous experiences, you know, to take him off and to substitute Krstičić, who I actually said in my preview had a shout to maybe even start, because I thought it was he's starting to pick it up now as the season's starting to go on. So he's another player that we can kind of count on. Yeah, I think the most important part here was I wanted to say 3 points, but to get the win actually, because the coefficiency points, they count towards, you know, more teams in Champions League qualifying. So yeah, happy to get the win, and tomorrow's the draw. I'm gonna wake up early to watch that.